All right, guys. Listen, I am so excited to be here. I'm going to see anybody else that's going to join us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is that you, sir?
That is me.
Okay, why I don't see your video?
Well, I didn't know I was going to be on video this morning. So I'm not presentable at this time.
Okay, well, that's fine, as long as you can see my lovely face.
I got you.
Can you see me? Am I all right? Microphone check.
Oh, yeah. Looking good. Good.
Okay, awesome. So we got a few minutes before we get started. I like to get started like at 1:03. So I want to welcome everybody to this. I'm so excited about it. We are automatically recording. So some of them, I want to let everybody know the beginning, the first 5 minutes, guys, normally it's just us allowing people to get on. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Mr. David Goff. So you said that you're in Dallas, Texas. Can you hear me?
There we go. Yes, I am.
Don't turn your mic off. Okay, so man, I've been trying to get out there in that area for a while. Somebody was telling me about that. That area is very popular, and so a lot of business people out there. So I want to make sure that I get out there, man, and that's what I'm so excited about it. I'm going to see
a lot of people here could use what you do.
Oh man, yeah, because a lot of people just don't know that we deal with more than just taxes. We deal with finance, wealth creation, debt eradication, investing, all that stuff. That's what we deal with. I'm playing with some stuff. Let's see. Okay, I like this. Yeah. All right. So we're going to wait for a couple of minutes and see if anybody join us. And then we're going to go ahead and rock and roll. Whoever come, they can come. And who don't, they will catch the replay. Okay, can you see that on the screen right there? 2 tax codes in America, personal versus commercial.
Stepped away for a minute. Coming back.
Okay, tell me what you can see.
Hold on. 2 tax codes in America, personal versus commercial.
Awesome sauce. Very good. Very good. Mm-hmm. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. And so I strive to make sure that I offer these videos. Let me see if it's going to allow me to, let's see. Okay, there he is.
Uh-oh. Hey.
There you go. Okay. What are you talking about? You straight. What are you talking about, David? Just be craziness.
As much as some people would have liked it, I didn't have my shirt on at the moment, so I had to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please. We don't want women going ahead and acting a fool, trying to knock you upside the head, brother, trying to find you.
Go.
So we're going to get started in 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Let me see. I'm surprised my friend ain't here yet. Huh?
I said, this is an excellent forum, and I have some people I want to invite next time you do this because I think they could really add to the conversation.
Absolutely. And that's what I want to have today is a conversation more so than a presentation. I normally do a webinar, but this one I just wanted to meet some of our wealth creators. I think Mr. Bruce Davis, he is there. Look at him. Hey, Bruce. I know he's in a place where he probably can't even speak right now. There he go. Hey, Bruce. Is your mic muted, honey? Let me see if he can. Can you hear us? I know.
favor and close my door, please?
Let me make sure. I don't even know if Bruce,
Grazie, grazie.
Okay, so look, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I like to always start on time and end on time because I know this is Saturday, and I really appreciate those who watching it right now, watch the replay, things of that nature. And the reason why I wanted to do this was because a lot of people have been contacting me and just asked me about what changes have happened with the Internal Revenue Service, and they're a little nervous and scared and things of that nature. And a lot of times people are only nervous and scared when they don't have information. And so my main thing is what I've been telling everybody is that you need a business because the tax laws have changed a whole lot. This Schedule A that I have right here, you can go to irs.gov and get the Schedule A. This Schedule A has changed a lot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the personal tax code. I'm going to go over the commercial tax code, go over the Schedule A, take some questions if anybody has some that's here. And then, of course, we'll go from there. You can always unmute yourself, if you have a question, or mute yourself, So I thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Davis, for being here. And guys, so if y'all can hear me real good, give me thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Thank you, David. Thank you. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's talk about the personal tax code. The personal tax code basically means, guys, that you are working a job, okay? When you work in a job, you have 7.65% FICA that comes out of your check. That is the social insecurities that neither you or I would ever see. Okay, so because we're at the age where I'm right now. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm 25 plus, but we're at the age where basically when I get ready to retire, which I will never retire because I love what I do. There's not going to be any Social Security for us. There's not going to be. So right now, people are paying into Social Security, and it's not even going to be here. Then you have 15 to 35%. Further withholdings that's coming out of your check. And then depending on which state you live in, you might pay 6 to 9% state tax. So when you look at that, a person earning, let's say $50,000 a year, if you take away $15,000 of that, guys, you're looking at him bringing home only $35,000 a year. And the problem with that is, check this out. The problem with that is that he still have what we call residual bills, okay? That's a big problem right there because when you look at it, he still got to take care of lights, gas, water, all these other things, and end up at the end of the month, really before that, have $0. $0 to invest, to grow his portfolio, whatever. He doesn't have that because at this point, what you guys got to understand is that right now, and this is a sad thing, you need to write this down. Anytime somebody tell you, oh, I'm good, oh, I'm financially okay, this, that, and the other, you have to let them know, hey, look, did you know that right now 75% of all Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck? That is the new statistics, guys, and it's sad, but it's the God's honest truth. 75% are living from paycheck to paycheck, or I like to call it paycheck to cash it, because you already know that it's gone before you even get it. And so you ask yourself, most people who are living like this, I guarantee you, they're not thinking about investing. They're not thinking about, how do I grow my business? They don't have a business. They're thinking about how can I maybe get a quarter raise or 20% or 30%. The business mind is not there. I talk to a lot of people that I tell them, you know what, you need a business. That's one of the main reasons why we created TWC, those who don't know, Tiffis Wealth Creators, because we understood that people absolutely need a business. Okay, they absolutely, there's no, let me erase some of this right here. There's no opinions about it. It's the God's honest truth. You need a business. Okay, so let's talk about the commercial. Commercial means, guys, that you are a business owner. Okay. Now, most business owners, they 1099. That means that if you're in a home-based business, you receive a 1099 at the end of the year, only if you made over $600. You know, you're going to file a 1040 form with a Schedule C. Okay. You qualify for over 400 deduction. So pretty much, if I make $50,000, guys, I'm able to keep $50,000 because there was no FICA, there was no federal, no state taxes came out. If I made $50,000 from my business, I'm able to keep it, because now when I get ready to file my taxes, now, guys, I get what we call tax deductions. And not just that, they're for business, right? So now I qualify for over 400 tax deductions. Some of the things I get is mileage, meals, entertainment, travel, okay? Workshops and seminars, guys. You need to make sure that you paying money to learn, to grow your brand, to grow your business. So you're looking at miles, meal, entertainment. A lot of people don't even write off their communications, like their cell phone, their internet. If you're running a business, you know, in your home, you need to write it off. You need to write it off. My cell phone is for business. That's why when I have somebody call my phone, it's a business message. I'm not on there playing some meet me at the club, it's going down. You know, somebody call you like, okay, what is this? You forget what you called them for. No, I am a serious entrepreneur. So when you call my phone, it is a business line. I also have another line in my home. So I always let people know I have another line in my home office. I have my cell phone. This is my second line. This is my business line. So I get to write off 100% of this. If the IRS asks me, do you have another line? Absolutely, I do. Here's the other line. If you don't have a home phone or something in your home, guys, get another cell phone. That way, one, you can say this is my personal line, and then the second one is my business line. So you can write off 100% cost of that, okay? Now, somebody asked me, what was the mileage? The mileage right now is 54.5 cents a mile. That is what the IRS is giving you for a business deduction. The power of that, imagine if I went 20,000 miles times that 54.5 cent, guys, you're looking at over $10,000. I think it's 10,000. What I thought I wrote it down. 10,000. Just say over 10,000 miles. I think it was over 10,500. I go back and look at that. But you're looking at right there, just me driving my car, meeting people with the intent to do business, talking to people at the gas station, talking to people at networking event, talking to people everywhere. Like, for instance, we have Mr. David Goff here. He has let us know that he is in Dallas, Texas. So we got a great wealth creator in Dallas, Texas, that we're going to blow up Dallas, Texas, and really spread. People are going to be looking like, what is TWC? What's TWC? And we're going to create a win-win situation for him that he can make a lot of money helping promote his business, as well as we grow our brand out there. So guys, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for leaders who want to win, leaders who are ready to step up to the plate, leaders who want to help people win in the scan that they're in by telling the stories of lives transformed. That's our goal. So you're looking at the deductions, guys, but I'm not gonna really talk about documentation, because I've been giving you tax tips for the last 5 days. This is day 5. If you've missed tax tip 1 through 4, you can go back to my personal page, Jean Marlo Davis, or if you're a wealth creator, you should have it on our personal Facebook group. You should already have that information that you could go back and watch these tips. Let me just let you know the purpose of our Facebook group. I love what Mr. Goff did today. I love what Barron did. That what he did is say, hey, listen, guys, I want to see where you guys are at. Let me know. We want to start getting to know your partners, because that's how you're going to be able to bounce off one another, learn testimonies, so you can be able to share the testimonies, so you can create a win-win situation. So commercial business owner, that is the best way to go, guys. That's the best way to go. And what I want to share with you, let me look at the Schedule A. You could go, if you want to, you can go to irs.gov and look at the Schedule A. Let me see if I can even show it to you this way. Yeah, boom. If you can see the Schedule A, raise your hand. Let me know if you can see the Schedule A. Can you see the Schedule A? It should have already switched up that you should be able to see the Schedule A on your screen. Nope, you can't see it. Is it still sharing the whiteboard? That's all you can see? It should show you the Schedule A. If you can't see it, don't worry about it. I go back to the whiteboard. It should let you see it. We'll figure that out. The Schedule A right here, guys, basically, when you look at it, you have medical and dental expenses, you have taxes you paid, you have interest you paid, you have gifts to charity, you have casualty and theft losses, job expenses, and certain miscellaneous deductions. And that's pretty much what you were getting before they changed the tax laws. Now, guys, you're not going to be able to get your medical and dental. You're not going to get the taxes you paid. You're not going to get the job expenses. That means that any unreimbursed employee expenses, guys, you're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get your union dues. You're not going to be able to get none of that stuff when you file your taxes in 2018. You're going to be able to claim the interest that you pay and gifts to charity, because you got to understand that your president is a businessman. So of course he's going to reward you if you have property, because you get to write off that interest. Of course he invests in property. Of course he wants you to give to charity, because he gives to a lot of charities. He has a lot of charities out there. So what you have to understand that, guys, that the law has changed to really benefit business owners. And if you're not a business owner, you're throwing out thousands of dollars every day, guys. You're throwing out this money, and at the end of the year, you're going to owe taxes. Okay, you're going to owe taxes. So let's talk a little bit more about the business deductions. Okay, let's go ahead and look at these business deductions. When we talked about meals, you have local meals versus out of town. Now, what you must do, guys, you must have the intent to do business. When you do a business meal, you need to make sure that you have, what I have is my calendar, okay? I have my calendar with me all the time. And if I'm meeting Mr. Goff in Dallas, Texas, and that's a good, I'm going to do the out of town since I'm already talking about it. If I'm coming to Dallas, Texas, and I'm going to meet with Mr. David Goff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send David an email. I'm going to say, David, hey, listen, I look forward to seeing you in Dallas, Texas to discuss business expansion. That is my goal, and the IRS knows that I'm there to discuss business expansion. So when I get my hotel, from the moment I leave Atlanta, Georgia, getting on the plane, we're talking about now my plane fee is a write-off. You understand? My travel is a write-off. And I'm going to receive 100% tax deduction. Okay, because I sent an email to David. This is what I want you to start thinking about. When I talked about tax tip, I don't know what day that was. I said, think like a prosecuting attorney. I'm always thinking, and it's not because I used to be an auditor, but I know that the IRS want to see A, B, and C. So to protect myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an intent to do business letter. I'm going to send it out to David. I'm going to email David. And then also in my planner, I'm going to have right here on the date that I'm going to go see him, I'm going to have the date, business meeting with Mr. David Goff. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to have the hotel listed there. I'm going to have everything that I need to have so I can make sure that basically, guys, that the IRS knows that I am doing exactly what I say I'm going to do. Because this is the thing that you got to understand. Yes, and I see that Mr. David's, give me 1 second, has raised his hand. Give me 1 second. Let me see. And I can't see your message. If you type the message, I don't see your message. Basically, guys, that what you have to understand is that the IRS, what they're doing, they're looking at your intent, and they're looking at, okay, how much of this trip is personal and how much of this trip is business? Well, if I send out an email to Mr. David Goff and I'm saying I'm looking forward to our business meeting to expand there in Dallas, Texas, I'm letting them know the whole time that I'm there for business. So that means my meals, I'm gonna get able to write off 100%. That means my plane fee, my hotel. If I go get my clothes clean, I'm gonna be able to write that off. If I go and I get, we have a dinner together, I'm gonna get 100% of that, because I'm gonna be making sure, David, don't be talking about, well, Miss Davis, you're gonna pay for all the meals. When we come there, just scratch that off, David. Don't pay no attention. So, we're able to write that off legally, ethically, and morally, because my goal is to do business. So when you go out of town, travel and entertainment and meals all kind of go together, guys, because especially when you go out of town, because I can use my meals as a form of entertainment. So we're talking about meals. We're talking about also entertainment. I'm going to clear this off so we can start back over on here. So let's look at meals, entertainment. And we said local, you're going to get 50%, out of town, 100%. Local is where you live, or something where it don't necessarily have to be where I live. Let's say I'm here, I live in Alpharetta or something like that, and I decide to go downtown Georgia. It's still in Georgia. It's still in Georgia. It's not necessary for me to get a hotel. What the IRS look for when somebody asked me one time, okay, when do the IRS consider it out of town? When it's ordinary, write this word down, ordinary and necessary. Ordinary and necessary for you to do this for your business, then it's considered a tax deduction, and that is legal. It must be ordinary and necessary. Now, if I drive, let's say I drive 4 hours away, okay? 4 hours away to conduct some business. Now, after the business, I'm tired. Is it ordinary and necessary for me to get a hotel? Yes, it is. So now I get to write off that travel, that hotel. I get to write that mileage, because my intent is to do business. Also, guys, what you want to do, you want to record your events, okay? Record your events. Make sure that when you go to an event, make sure, guys, that you go up and meet some people, take some pictures. Make sure that if you have the flyers and things of that nature, guys, that you make a copy of that. David, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was curious on the local costs that you have in entertainment. You said 50%. Is that regardless of how many people you're entertaining? Say if I take 6 people to dinner or something like that, I still do just 50%?
Absolutely, if it's local. Absolutely. It's regardless of how many people, that is the law. And you could go to publication 463 under meals and entertainment, and that the IRS really break that down and show you how we determine the 50% over 100. Just local period is going to be 50%. Also, with you saying that, David, make sure that when you take someone out to dinner, let's say that you have a sign-in sheet, just a sign-in sheet, put the date, the event there, the date, where we're meeting at, what's the purpose, and have everybody to sign that sheet to show that they was there for that business meal. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Anybody else had a question? If you have a question and you can't talk, just text it and I will get it. Any questions here? Let's put it. Okay, so if you have a question there, you want to text it, just text it. If you can't speak, no problem. And I'll go back to it. It'll let me know when someone has a problem. So that's what you have to look at. And entertainment, let me explain entertainment. Meals can be a form of entertainment, but let's just say that we just did a business meeting. We did a business meeting and the Atlanta Braves is playing. And I decide to buy tickets to the Braves for everybody. Now, according to the Internal Revenue Service, says that as long as I conduct business within 24 hours of entertainment, I get to write off that entertainment. Okay, so that means that I buy tickets for everybody, I get to write off all of that, 100%, all of that. You understand? You get to write off 100% of your expenses. I want to make sure you understand that. It's just with meals. Entertainment is different from meals in a sense, but with local meals, you're only going to get 50%, out of town 100%. Your entertainment, you get 100% of that. Does that make sense? Can you understand? Okay, great. Okay, so if I go out, if I have somebody attend a game, I get to write off all of that. And that's a part of entertainment. Let me see, we got a question. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, awesome. Yeah, think like a prosecuting attorney was tax tip number 1. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. So we're looking at meals and entertainment. One of the big things that, why I'm already talking about it, is we're talking about workshops and seminars. Guys, a lot of people, I'm telling you right now, you want to make sure that you record when you go out of town. Let me take it for example. I know a lot of people who are in direct sales. They go to a lot of events. They build from event to event, as they say. And so basically you want to make sure that if you have a sponsor, upline, whoever you want, your leader, you send an email to them saying, I look forward to doing business again in Houston, Texas, or whatever, or in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to growing my business, the expansion of our company. I look forward to the business meeting with you. This is a business. So you send that email to them, okay? And you have a copy of your tickets, as well as you have a copy a lot of times of the flyers and the promotions. Make sure you have that, guys. So now leaving wherever you're leaving to going to the event, you get to write off 100% of that. The ticket that you paid for, you get to write off 100% of that. The meals that you're going to, you get to write off 100% of that. The books and stuff that you're buying for your business, you get to write off 100% of that. And they always have at the event, there's another event coming up, you get to write off 100% of that. So make sure, guys, that you document your travel, write off your expenses for events, and send an intent letter to your business partners. And the reason why I'm saying this, guys, is because now the IRS is really, really becoming a big stickler when it comes to a lot of these events and people saying they're going out of town for business and things of that nature. And really, they have no way to prove that it is really a business event. And so therefore, they lose their bona fide tax deductions, period, point blank. So we want to make sure that you're able to keep your deduction. We want to make sure that you're able to record it at the time it happens. Remember, that's another tip that I did. Record it at the time it happens, not where you try to backdate and guess it and things of that nature, okay? Another one of these things that I want to talk about is hiring your children, okay? I didn't get to share that tip in the other tax tip. You want to hire your children, and these are the minors, those who are under 18. We're going to talk about that over 18 another time, but hiring your minors under 18. That means that what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my child a specific task for the business. Let's say my child in 5th grade or 6th grade, then I'm going to tell my child, look, listen, on Fridays, what I want you to do, I want you to wear the TWC t-shirt, okay, and jeans. Wear your and if anybody asks you what TWC is, you can say Tiffis Wealth Creators. We help people to win in the skin you're in. Here's my mom's business card. She can give you all the information. Now, that's something that my child can do. You might have a minor at home that's maybe 8 years old or 9 years old. You tell them you want them to take out the trash or things of that nature. And I want to give you an example. I remember when I was training at the Internal Revenue Service, they told us about a case where this young guy, he had a baby, and he hired his baby in the business. And basically they was trying to take his business deductions because he made a lot of money and he wrote off a lot of deductions. And so it was so funny because basically the judge said, how is it that your baby is able to promote your business? I'm not understanding this. What kind of business do you have? And he was like, well, I basically, my baby does advertising. They market, whatever it is that I'm doing. And so the judge said, okay, I'm still not understanding. What is it that you do? So basically it was very funny because he said, I want to show you what my baby do. He put in a video, and then you see these little babies crawling on the floor, and then it was a Huggy commercial. Then you saw another video that his child did that it was a Gerber commercial. Then it was another. So his baby is pretty much an actor and was doing the marketing things of that, and he was able to write off 100%. A baby could crawl, right? A baby could crawl. A baby can, you can feed the baby food, things of that nature. So he was able to write it off. And the moral of this story is, whatever assignment that you give your child, make sure that they can do it. If they can't do it, then of course it looks like suspect. Now, hiring your minor children, guys, what you want to go do, you definitely want to go get a joint bank account where pretty much you're over the account, okay? And basically it's going to have your name and the child name on it. Reason why you want to do that is, guys, you want to make sure that when you pay your child, you can pay your child from the account, deposit it in that account, guys, and boom, go grocery shopping, pay the bills, do whatever you want to do. And it's a 100% tax deduction under what? Under, guys, wages. If I paid my child, let's say that the standard deduction, and let me get over here. Let's just say the standard deduction for single, I'm just going to say that it's $5,500. And if I pay my child $500 a month or $400 a month, that's at the times 12. What's that? That's $4,800 a month. That means that now I just was able to write off $4,800, but my child is going to pay absolutely zero. They don't even have to pay taxes on that money because I hired my child. And what I'm saying is, what you want to do is you want to do a contract with your child. You want to put down what their job description is. You then want to go open up a custodial. That's what it's called, a custodial bank account. You want to make sure that you open it up, put your child's name there, your name, things of that nature. And then when you pay your child, you're able to pay from your business account into the custodial savings account. You can use a debit card now, pay light bill, gas bill, water bill, whatever. But it's written off under wages. Do you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that? David, do you get what I'm saying? Okay, great. I want to make sure that I'm not confusing you. Yes, a minor is a minor. A minor cannot pay their own bills and walk around and do all that stuff. So you have even child stars, they have their parents over them. But if I open up a custodial savings account and I have my business account and I pay my child from my business account into that custodial savings account, I'm still over that account. Now I can take that debit card or whatever's attached to that account and pay bills and things of that nature. I had another client that came to me, and the client said, you know what? If you could show me how to write off my child's college tuition, then I'll pay you $5,000. I said, can I get that in writing? I said, because if I'm going to show you, as a matter of fact, I will schedule a consultation with you to show you how to do that. And the lady, she looked at me and she said, is that legally, ethically, and morally, as you say? I say, yes, it is. But this is what you're going to do. Of course, you're going to hire your child for your business, okay? You're going to make sure that whatever assignment you give your child, that is age-related, age-appropriate, and they can do it. You're going to make sure that it's ordinary and necessary for your business growth. What child you know that can't run up a bunch of miles on a car? What child you know that can't, cell phones, they're happy to have it? What child you know don't mind going out to eat? What child? So you want to make sure that whatever assignment you give your child, they can do it and you can write it off. So let me take you from what I did for her. What I did, I helped her to hire her daughter in her business, her and her husband. And I said, what is it that you want your daughter to do? She said, I want my daughter to be able to market our business. Every Friday at the college campus, they always have some kind of spotlight event. I want her to wear our business apparel, and I want her to pass out flyers and things of that nature, because we're looking to work with a lot of young entrepreneurs. I said, okay, that's ordinary and necessary. Your daughter can do that. Okay, I said, are you going to allow your daughter to drive off campus and go other places to promote? She said, absolutely. I said, great, great, great. Because her daughter, of course, is over 18, right? So now what she did was she paid her daughter, whatever the salary was. Let's say that she paid her daughter. She said, I'm going to pay my daughter $35,000, $40,000 a year and put her over our marketing team or make her a marketing exec. Okay. She said, what I did was I paid my daughter, like you said, Miss Davis, and then I told my daughter to pay the school. Does that make sense? The daughter paid, she paid her daughter, the daughter paid the school. But on her end, she's writing off $35,000, $40,000 for wages. Okay. But her daughter took her wages and paid the school. It's not none of her business what her daughter does with her money, but legally, ethically, and morally, she was able to write off the wages under wages, and her daughter was able to pay for the school. And that's how she was able to write off her daughter's tuition. Does that make sense? That is what people have been doing for years. And you have to understand that, guys, is that there is a proper way to do things that you don't have to worry about being audited by the IRS. I want to see if you guys can see this schedule. Let me see if you can see this right quick. Hold on. Let's go here. You should be able to see this right here. Okay, this is the Schedule C. Can you see the Schedule C right now? Awesome sauce. We figured that out. Yay. Okay, on the Schedule C, guys, you're able, if you're able to see this, it asks for the name of the proprietor. Okay, that's you right there. Then you put your Social Security number. And if a lot of times people ask me, can I run a business without having a business name? Absolutely, you can run a business without having a business name, because all it asks for is the name, and then it asks for the social. It asks you what is the principal business or profession, then you put the code there. If you don't have a business name, what does it say? Leave blank. So you don't have to have a tax ID in order to have a business. You can be a sole proprietor. You can, which a lot of people who are in direct sales, internet marketers, you're part of TWC, you're a sole proprietorship, or unless you change it into something working underneath your business. So all you need is your name and your social, and you're in business. You do not need a business name. You put your address. You always want to make sure that you select that the accounting method is cash. That is your accounting method. Did you materially participate in the operation of this business? You want to always say, yes, I did. Did you make any payments 2007 that require you to file Form 1099? If you hire somebody in your business to work for you, you would say yes. If not, then you would say no. So we're going to say no here. And if yes, will you file 1099? Well, we don't have to do that. So now, guys, what we're looking at is how much income, and let me erase that right there. On part one, you're looking at how much income did you make from your job. And if I put 40,000, let me put right here if it allows me to do that. If I put 40,000 right here, that's where it's going to go on line one. 40,000 is what I made. Did I have any return and allowances? No. You're going to subtract 2 and 1 from that. That's going to be still 40,000 on line 3. gross profit, subtract from any cost of goods. We didn't have anything. So let's just say at the end of the day, we're looking at that the total income that we had is $40,000. That's what we had, okay? Now, what we're going to do is look at the expenses that we have. And that's what I love more about this. Let me move this out the way so I can see. Advertising, car and truck expenses. This is where, guys, you're going to see that 54.5 cent amount is right there. It's right here under car and truck expenses. So if I went, like I said, let's look at this. And I'm showing you how you can save money in your taxes. Taking a person who made $40,000 in their business and they're building a business legally, ethically, and morally sound. Is this helping you guys so far? Are we good? Are we good? We're good? Okay, awesome. And anytime you have a question while I'm looking for stuff, go ahead and jump in with your question. So I'm taking a person and I'm going to calculate my mileage. This person went 20,000 miles times 54.5 cent. It's going to be $10,900. Okay, so $10,900 under car and truck expenses. Okay, if I have business, is it allowing me? If I have supplies, I'm going to put right here under supplies, $2,500. Okay, if I have travel, if I travel out of state, bought tickets, went to a conference, built my business, it was ordinary necessary, let's just say I have $6,500 right there. Okay, and then let me see if it's going to let me. Hold on. I'm trying to bring this down, guys. I got too much going on. Okay. It's not allowing me to move it around. So you have your travel, you have your meals, you have your entertainment. Let's just say, if I'm adding all this up, taking my trusty calculator here. Let's say I'm adding all this up. I'm going to do my deductions. So I made 40,000 minus 10,900 minus 6,500 for travel minus 2,500 for supplies. Okay, and let's just say that my communications for my cell phone and internet and all that, we're going to say that's going to be 3,000 minus 3,000. That's going to give me 19,800. So on form 1040, I'm going to put 19.8. But what you got to understand is, and let me see if I can pull up form 1040 for you. And I'm going to erase all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get form 1040 to show you. Real time. So what I'm doing is pulling up form 1040 so you can see it in real time, so you can make sure that you should be able to see this with no problem. Okay, so as you see, you got single, married, filing jointly. When I put my wages in, it was 19,800. That's going to go right here in this box right here. And I'm going to type it. Box 12, 19,800. Okay. when you look at that right there, because normally if it was a loss and it was total, nothing, it would be negative, but we had 19,800. I just want to show you how easy it is to build your business and how from 40,000, if all I did is made 40,000, I had minor deductions, how still I'm saving on my taxes. Okay, we're going to scroll down, and right there, the adjusted gross income is still going to be 19,800. And then when you look at right here, 19,800 for line 38. And then we're going to look at the standard deduction. If I am married, right here on line 40, if I'm married, and I want to do this quicker because I don't want to have to keep losing my numbers. We got 19,800 on line 38. Line 40 says married, you're looking at 12,700. Okay, so when we subtract 12,700, right there, you're looking at $7,100 right there. Then it says the exemptions that you have. So when you look at the exemptions, 4050, by the number you have on 62D, this is just a married couple, 2 people. So you're looking at right there, guys, that's looking at over 8,000 right there. That's 8,100. Well, automatically on line, that's line 43 is going to be zero. Zero. There's nothing. There's no taxes. I just made $40,000 and I paid absolutely zero in taxes. I took my deductions down on the Schedule C from 40,000 down to 19,800. Married, I was able to get 12,700 from married filing jointly. My exemptions was 4,050 times 2, which gave me 8,100. It says enter that amount subtracted or enter zero. Well, 8,100, 7,100, 71 from 81 is negative 11 something. So guys, boom, I paid absolutely zero in taxes. And so now what I want more and more people to get in the mindset of is not just looking for a refund. Get away from looking for a refund. A refund just simply means that you got a little change left over. You're not giving you all the money that you have made. What my goal to do is to shake the hands with the IRS and say, you don't owe me and I don't owe you. You understand what I'm saying? That's the best bill. Then eventually, as you begin to grow your business even more, guys, now you're looking at, you want to owe the IRS, because now if you owe the IRS 500, 600, 700, 800,000 or a mil, that means you made millions. Okay, you made millions. Let's go back to my board here. So, most common tax deductions that I want you to be familiar with. Number one, we said mileage, or you could say actual expenses. Somebody's going to ask me about that, I know. Actual expenses is, instead of claiming the mileage, you could claim like the gas, the tolls, the repairs, anything you get done to your car, the interest. So if you ask me which one do I want to claim, you have to look at which one is going to give you a higher tax deduction. That's the main thing you want to look at. Then also too, you're looking at meals. You're looking at local versus out of state, which is pretty much, 50% or 100%. You're looking at entertainment. Is it ordinary and necessary for your business? Travel. Is it ordinary and necessary for your business? You get, 100% tax deductions for your business. And then you're looking at, I always want to put this here, I put workshops and seminars, because as a business person, you should always be expanding your mind. You're looking at communications. And when I say communications, guys, what I'm talking about is your cell phone, talking about internet. That's what I'm talking about when I say that. Also, advertisement. Anybody had a question? Did you have a question, David?
Yeah, when you're traveling, you can deduct 100% of your meals,
Yes, sir.
even if it's just you.
You have to make sure. Yeah, absolutely. If you went for business, absolutely. Remember, minute I sent that text out, I sent that email out, I let them know that I'm there for business. I'm no longer here for pleasure. I'm here for business. So I get that. Make sure that you're there for business. Now, I told somebody the other day, this one lady said to me, she said, well, if I'm going to Hawaii, how can I make that personal trip a business trip? I said, I don't have personal trips, even if I'm going on a little event with me and my husband. Everywhere I go is business. So what I normally do is I'm going to make sure that I contact somebody that in Hawaii. I'm going to contact somebody, say, okay, how do I contact? Man, there's so many. Facebook, YouTube, there's so many places. Instagram, meet somebody. I'm coming to Hawaii. I'm looking to do some business. Who's going to be there? That's so easy to do. I said, if I'm on a plane, I'm going to give out my business cards. And now, compliments of the Internal Revenue Service, that plane fare now becomes business.
Really?
Absolutely. Yes. If I'm having, even here local in the state, if I go have lunch, because if one time I represented a client and she was writing off her Atlanta bread company meals. So she always went to Atlanta bread company. And I said, could this just be personal? She said, no, I go there all the time. My purpose of going to Atlanta bread company is a lot of business people are there. Yes or yes? Yes, oh, yeah. Right? A lot of business people are in Starbucks too, aren't they? Right? So she said when she goes there, she normally go there, meet people, give out her business card, network with people, get their names. She had proof of the names of the people that she met. And now her meal is compliments of the Internal Revenue Service. And in the state, of course, that's 50%. Out of state would be 100. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I got another question.
Yes, let's roll with it.
You have a traveling companion.
Okay.
Is their trip also deductible or no?
If they go in there to do business with you, then yes, they will be going there. My husband is my business partner. So we're going to write off everything he do as well as me. He going to be rocking the t-shirt too. I'm going to be rocking the t-shirt too. You understand? He's going to have cards too. So if you have a traveling companion, and hopefully that companion is supportive of you and want to see you Thursday, they're going to see about how they can help promote your business. That's how it should be. Now, if I just have my cousin, sister, brother, uncle, whatever, just going on a trip with me and they're not doing any business, then I'm just not going to write that off. I'm just going to write off all my business stuff. So
you'd write off 50% of the travel?
Yeah, everything related to me. I get 100% of all what I do.
Okay.
You understand? And gotcha. That's just it, pretty much. That type of stuff is, I try to make sure that it's not questionable, if that makes sense. If my husband's my business partner, is known that, you see him in the videos, you see him marketing with me, you see that. So that's that. If my daughter goes with me, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to write that expense off. I'm just not. Unless she's speaking. Like, for instance, my son, he's one of the speakers, Mr. Vincent Lee. And so when we go to a conference or whatever, I'm right. Like, for instance, we did our Impact conference here in Georgia, getting ready to do another one June, I think. And basically him and his wife stayed in a hotel. He was one of the speakers, all that. I wrote off all their meals, wrote off the hotel, wrote off everything. But he's a part of the business. You got that?
Got it.
Awesome. So we want to make sure people are writing off their supplies. Make sure your supplies is ordinary and necessary for your business. So we said travel, meals, entertainment, also guys, anything like, I'm going to tell you something. If you are a TWC membership, that is a 100% tax deduction. You didn't know that, did you? And what would it be considered a deduction under? What would you say, David? Can you guess that? I can't hear you. I think you mute yourself out. It would be considered, go ahead.
I said, is it a membership category or?
It is membership under what format though?
It'd be training?
Yep, training, education. So it's more so education, okay? And that's ordinary necessary for your business because we're training you on taxes, finances, wealth creation, debt eradication. We're training you on advertising, training you on marketing. We got a lot of videos that our goal now from my mentor just took it up for me. I was saying we was going to, I said we was going to have, what did I say, 70 plus trainings back there. My mentor said, no, you're not. You're going to have over 1,500 trainings back there. And that right there is intellectual property that we could sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. So my mentor, that's why he's a multi-millionaire, stepped it up. And that's what we're doing. So that right there is a 100% tax deduction. Now, of course, you know, your that's the learning aspect of it. But the earning, you know, that's you have to write, you have to report that. Report all earnings. Okay. And make sure you fill out TWC members, you need to make sure that when you log into your back office, it should be asking you for a form to fill out to give to ClickFunnels, because ClickFunnels want to make sure that they have your information, your social, your tax stuff that they ask for. That's for them because they report anything that they pay out. Okay.
Question.
Sir?
If you have multiple businesses or multiple sources of income, necessary to make sure that you separate them.
You'll do several different Schedule Cs. Like I have a Schedule C for Tiffis. I have a Schedule C for, you know, TWC. I have a Schedule C for Wealthy Women Enterprises. But you understand it's all under Tiffis though.
Okay.
So most definitely you're just going to have several Schedule Cs that you have. That's common, and only one 1040 that you'll be reporting with that. So that's mileage, meals, entertainment, travel. We got supplies there. We're looking at, guys, even under advertisement, did I put that there? Yeah, that's there. Remember that anything that you do that, you know, and that's considered market. I don't know why some people, they haven't wrote off their YouTube ads, your Google ads. You have somebody to create business cards, flyers, you know, your ad, what is it called? What is it called? Like Get Response was AWeber. Those are autoresponsers. That's what it's called. Anything that is helping you to promote your business, you get to write that off. These are most common tax deductions that a lot of people, mileage, meals, entertainment, travel, communication, supplies, you know, things of that, and the trainings that a lot of times people do not pay attention to, and they lose their deductions and they don't keep records. And it's so easy to keep these records. It's very, very easy. Okay, so this is what I want to make sure, because I didn't want to be long today. What I want to do is a couple more things I want to give you, and then we're going to go ahead and take some questions, and then I'm going to make sure I give you some reminders of what's going on. So what I need to do, what do I need to do today? If I just started a business today, what do I need to do? Well, guys, it's the main thing I tell everybody is I love having a calendar. The reason, even though I use my Google Calendar, I'm a touchy-feely person, and it allows me to see my month at a glance, that I can look at my month and I can see, okay, this is what I got coming up. This is what I need to make sure that I'm doing. This is what I need to make sure for us building my business. Who am I? Where am I going? Who am I talking to? What kind of activity I got going on in my business? What do I, and it really, because your calendar don't lie. Your calendar don't lie. Let me get some water. Your calendar is going to reveal if you're playing business, are you running your business like a business, or are you running your business like a hobby, because you'll be able to see what kind of activity you have. Also, too, it's kind of like a protection for you, because if the IRS says, well, show me your appointment book, you can make copies of your appointment book showing that if you was in Texas, you was in Texas, you was here, wherever you were, it's like your backup. And then also, too, they do have programs out there like TaxBot. TaxBot is one. What's the other Microsoft programs that record your deductions and things of that nature? That's just like thinking like a prosecuting attorney, just making sure that you have proof, you document it, you have a spreadsheet. I have what's called a daily expense form and a monthly expense form. And let me see if I can pull that up for you right quick. Okay, so let me see daily. Okay, so what I'm pulling up is the daily expense form and the monthly expense form. This is the daily expense form. Okay, it's an appointment book. It's the same as this right here, but right here, guys, it has your appointments for you to put your to be done today, like an action list. And then it has the dates, the times on here. And then it have your travel expenses, overnight travel, location, city, state, purpose. And then it has your meals, lodging, and others like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, lodging, laundry, tips. These are things you get to write off. Transportation, parking, auto rental, airlines, bag, limousine, bus, train tips. That's something that people don't think about. You get to have that when you travel, you get to write that off. Then here it has like a mileage log. I like TaxBot because I don't have to write it down. All I have to do is in TaxBot, that's TaxBot.com. When you go there, basically you're able to hold on a second. Hopefully you should see this. I don't know if it came up or not, but basically, guys, it allows you to put your information in that you're able to put where you're going and where your location and where you're going, and it calculates the mileage for you. Sometimes a lot of people don't want to sit down. You know yourself better than I know you, but you're able to, these programs out here that record for you, it records your expenses. You're able to print that out. Remember I said get a business credit card. So when you buy something with your business credit card, you're able to track that better. So you have your business credit card along with any other receipts. That's thinking like a prosecuting attorney. Don't throw away your receipts. Keep your receipts. Make copies of your receipts. Make sure you document on your receipts. If I go out to dinner with someone, here down underneath here, entertainment, you see where it says who, where, why. Who am I meeting with? Why? Where are we? What's the purpose? A lot of times when it says why, I put BP, possible business partner. Okay, I put the meal, and you see under entertainment, it has show or other. I'm able to do that. If you're not going to do your mileage, it allows you underneath to claim your gas, your oil, your lube, your repairs, your tires, your supplies. You're able to do that. As I said before, under education, you're able under education to get TWC. You're able to write your monthly subscription off every month, guys, because you are learning from that. And on the other side, you're able to earn if you do the affiliate, which everybody who's automatic a TWC member should be doing this as an affiliate as well. You get your postage and shipping, business gifts. That's another most common tax deduction that you get to write off $25 per gift. Who, what, why, You understand? Your home-based business expenses. I'm talking about a portion of your lights, your gas, your water, your trash. If you have business meeting in your home, you clean your carpet, you get to write that off. You get a portion of, of course, like I said, this, because basically what you're looking at is what is the square footage of your entire home versus the square footage of your office. Then that will determine what percentage you're able to write off. That would determine what percentage you're able to write off. So let's just say that the square footage of my home is 3,000 and my office is 1,500. I use the whole second floor, whatever, for office, what I'm doing, productions, videos, trainings, whatever. So that means that I get to write off of 50% of my mortgage. I get 50% of my lights, my gas, my water, my all that stuff inside my home. That's what HBBE stands for, home-based business expenses inside your home. That's what you get to do. So this is a way, guys. This is the daily expense form. This is a way for you to record what you're doing daily. Okay. Now let me show you the monthly expense form. Okay. This is the monthly expense form. And like I said, I'll be wrapping up in about 15 minutes. At the top, it has the months, and then it has some of the most common deductions: overnight transportation, meals, auto expenses, other expenses, office rental, mileage, insurance, commission fees, quarterly taxes, utilities, pension, advertisement, supplies, seminars, dues and subscriptions, booking, accounting fees, labor, renewal fees, business gift, postage, shipping, repairs, communication, interest. That's just an example of some of the deductions you have as a business owner. And across is the months. So every month you should have what's called a month end. Every month you should know how much income you took in versus what was your expenses. If you're not tracking that, you're not running a business, man. You should know how much money you have coming into from the different streams of income that you have, because a lot of our wealth creators, they have different income streams. A lot of you guys working on looking at this on a replay have a lot of different business income streams. You want to make sure that you know how much money you have coming in and how much money you have going out. A lot of business owners, corporate, call it month end. You have a month end for you to be able to calculate all of your expenses. These are the things that you want to do. And so when you come to your CPA, your accountant, or your tax preparer, all you need to do is bring this form right here that gives them a complete breakdown of all your expenses, as well as a statement of how much money you earn. They do not want to see a box of receipts, because if you come to me with a box of receipts, I'm not gonna do anything with it. I'm gonna tell you that right there. So that's something that you need to make sure that you're keeping timely and accurate records. Okay. Now I want to also just give you, I put this back here for everybody. I think I even put it back there in the Wealth Creators group. For those who are not a wealth creator, I'm going to let you in on this right here. This is 10 tax tips to help you be audit proof. Okay. As I said, keep timely and accurate records. Documentation is the key to sustaining your tax position. It's required by law. The IRS states it is official publications that you must maintain records that support accurate tax returns. The record should be made at or near the time of the expense when there is accurate recall. Such records must be permanent, accurate, and complete. Okay. Number 2, make sure your tax return is neat and professional. Your tax return does not have to be typed, but it must be neat and easy to read. Legible tax returns create an impression of attention to detail. Here's another thing. Check your math. Make sure you add, subtract, multiply accurately. Check your numbers through each step and do simple math checks when you finish. There's another reason to use a software program. Remember, even if you use a software program, you don't have to file electronic. You can print it out, mail it, however you want to do it. If you do make a math mistake, you're likely to get math correction notice from the IRS. This isn't an audit, but your goal is to minimize such interactions with the IRS. Okay, report all income, all income. The IRS has implemented various unreported income audit programs. Make sure your tax return first reports all income earned by you, and second, identifies the income source. Have your return prepared by a competent tax preparer. Okay, that's just common sense. Get somebody who's going to prepare your taxes the right way, like our office. Because guys, listen, when you sign that tax return, when you electronically send that tax return in, you have told the IRS that you agree with everything that's on that form, and you cannot blame your tax preparer because you signed it. Okay, so that's what you need to understand. This is in the tax tip that I sent earlier this week. Send change of address to the IRS. The IRS like to know where you are and appreciate being notified of any change of address. Moreover, use the IRS pre-address label to speed up the processing of your return. I told you what form you need to do that, just to make sure that you don't get any correspondence from the IRS, that it could be floating out there and you don't know, and then they're going into your bank account. Just makes sense. Okay. 7, mail your return by registered mail. Return receipt requested. This is just to make sure, guys, that the IRS get your tax return and you have proof of it. Okay. It just makes sense. Disclose just enough. That was another point that I said, stop talking too much. You'll be surprised about how many professionals and amateurs try to submit too much information. True, if your return is complex, you may need to add explanations or disclosures in the footnotes. Be concise, truthful, and accurate, but don't provide copies of sales agreements, settlement agreements, bank statements, unless you're asked by the Internal Revenue Service. I even said in one of the tips, I said, listen, if you're ever contacted by the Internal Revenue Service, you're unsure, do not call that 800 number and try to answer some questions, because they record. And if, like I said, one lady, she did that. She was so nervous. She told the Internal Revenue Service she did not have any documentation. She saw me on Facebook. She called me, asked for my help with her audit. And I said, okay, we need to get your paperwork together. And she said, I think I made a boo-boo. I think I told the IRS I didn't have anything. There was nothing I could do for her. Only thing I could do is tell her, now you pretty much put yourself in a pickle because you just told the IRS you didn't have any deductions. And then what we're going to do, magically come up with some stuff? I don't do business like that. I do things legally, ethically, and morally sound. Keep records of expert advice. If you relied on the advice of your accountant or lawyer, keep records as to the nature and date of the advice. There are cases that have been waived penalties for a good faith relevance of an independent expert. And don't amend without thinking. The flip side of paying a small bill is not amending a tax return just to get a small refund. Amended returns are reviewed much more regular than initial return. So if you forgot a deduction, otherwise think you could get a small amount by amending, think twice before you amend your returns. So guys, I wanted to make sure that I gave you tax tip each day, Monday through Friday. Well, I skipped Friday because I knew that I was going to do this today. Monday through Thursday, I gave you 4 tips. And then this right here was to help you to be audit proof in your business, to make sure that you understand that, guys, you could claim your deductions, to make you understand the tax advantage of owning a business, how you qualify for over 400 tax deductions. And if you're smart enough and you're wise enough and you're working a business at the same time you're working a job, guys, you can adjust your W-4 and give yourself an immediate raise in your paycheck. And so let me give you that information right there. Give me one moment. So I'm going to erase this, guys, because I want you, there's some things that I want to give you. And that way, if anybody have any questions before we go, we can answer that. But just hold your question for a quick second. The first thing I want to say, if you have a home-based business plus a job, you can adjust your W-4 and give yourself a raise. A raise in your paycheck. Okay. How do you go about doing that, guys? There's a webinar that I did, and those who make sure that on your platform that you share your link from your back office. A webinar I did that's that you can right now go to that webinar, give yourself a raise webinar, that show you how to give yourself an extra $300 to $500 more a month. Okay, some people have gotten more, but I keep it right there, $300 to $500 a more a month, just from having a home-based business as well as working your job. Because remember what I said, when you have a home-based business, now you qualify for over 400 tax deductions, and what it was taking that third of the income out of your check. Now you could go back and get that money, and we could show you how to grow that money. That's what the Give Yourself a Raise webinar. You could go to that website right there that I just put on the screen. Write it down, guys. Register for the webinar, and you can watch that webinar and turn in a new adjusted W-4 to your job. And those who are wealth creators, you need to make sure that you let people know about this in your deal, okay? Make sure you always share your links. All right, so the next thing we have is the, hold on 1 second. People look and say, Gene, I don't have a home-based business. I want to be able to learn. I hear you talking about this Tiffis Wealth Creators. Yes, we are a learn and earn company. We are what we call an inner circle and mastermind coaching group. Really program. Okay, and if you want to know more about that, we already have the video out there that you can go to find out all about this program. Right here, video.tiffiswealthcreators.com. This program, you could come in for $19, $49, or $97. We got Mr. David here with us. He's one of our core executives with TWC. He came in at the higher levels, therefore he makes more money than somebody coming in at a basic level. So you can find out more about this. This is a legal home-based business. You're able to work the business out of your home. You don't have to attend any meetings. You don't have to invite anybody to your home. Y'all, if you know how to click, if you know how to post, if you know how to share, if you know how to text, you can do this business. And again, like I said, it's a learn and earn. On one aspect, you're able to get the training modules where you're able to log into your back office and see the training modules from any subject dealing with taxes, investing, branding, you name it. And last but not least, guys, is that we have what we call our 3-day, what we call it our Tiffis Tax Maxx, which is a 3-day conference. And what this conference is going to go over is basic, intermediate, and advanced tax strategies. It's going to be a private VIP dinner afterwards for those who's going to be there, things of that nature. But this course right here, guys, is very powerful. This course right here is for the real people who are very serious about their business. We have a lot of high six-figure earners, seven-figure earners that's looking to protect their assets from the IRS. They're looking to invest. They're looking to grow. This is the type of thing that you want to go to. We're taking it all the way from ground zero, from somebody who think they know. We're going to give you all the tax tips you need to know, give you tax strategies so you can understand how to protect yourself, what to do if you're ever audited, how to make sure that you don't put yourself in a situation to get audited, and then we're going to go from there. And if you want to know more about that, you can go to this website right here. And I explained everything there. It's bit.ly/Tiffis Tax Maxx. And those are the 3 conferences, guys, that we have coming up. Of course, we got Impact. We'll talk about Impact on another day. But right now, this is all about taxes. So those are the 3 things. You need to make sure that if you're working a business, guys, You adjust your W-4 if you're working a job so you can get the extra money, so you can have the money to invest in your business, advertise your business, grow your business. You guys, if you're looking for a home-based business, I welcome you to our Tiffis Wealth Creators Inner Circle and Mastermind Coaching Program. You can go there. And if you're already in business, you want to save on your taxes, you know you're going to make a lot of money, you're afraid to lose that money in taxes, register for our Tiffis Tax Maxx that's going to be held in July. With that being said, I wanted to take anybody that had any question out there before I go. Did anybody have any questions? Okay, well, I don't see anybody got their hand raised. And those who have questions that's watching the replay, guys, just inbox me, send me an email. Let me see how I can help you guys. You can always contact our office by dialing 678. Let me put that there. 678. My little mouse is moving. You can contact me there. You can find me on Facebook. Just look for Jean Marlo Davis. Same thing on Instagram. I think it's Miss Jean Marlo Davis. Same thing for Twitter and all that stuff. You can find me there. So with that being said, if nobody have any questions, David, I want to ask you, was this helpful at all, David?
A lot of information in a short amount of time.
Yes.
A lot of information.
Yes, yes. And so to help you out, and you guys, I recorded this, so I'm going to make sure that I also throw this back there in our back office because it's automatically recorded. So I probably upload it in our back office with TWC, so you can go back and watch it as well. So this was helpful?
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, with that being said, David, I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you again because I look forward to coming to Dallas, Texas. I'm going to tell you some ideas that we have. And anybody that's a wealth creator, guys, we want to go where the wealth creators are. We want to go where you guys are, meet you guys, give you the plan of where we're going, and we want to expand in your area. And that's going to be a great advantage to you because you're going to be able, people are going to be running up to you like, how do I be involved with TWC? And I'm telling you right now, as we speak right now, there's nobody in Dallas, Texas that's with TWC. So that would just be awesome. So guys, with that being said, I want to thank you so much. Thank you, David, for being here. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you guys for being here, and everybody else that's watching in the replay, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, what have you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I ain't forgot about LinkedIn. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. To my TWC family, we can't do it without you, nor would we want to. Thank you so much. I'm Jean Davis. I'm your wealth creator, and I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure you go back and look at the tips that I did Monday through Thursday, and it all come together. So thank you guys for watching. May God bless you, and I'll see you in the next training video. Take care.